say siamo pronti, which means are we ready? And yes, we are. Now, something that we've never actually filmed would be a vegetarian lasagna, which is a very big privilege for us to do today because it is one of our favorites. It is by order only. We don't make them just off the cuff, all right? There's Danny over there. I just don't like what he's wearing on his head. But other than that, he's our pasta guy. Another one of my peeps. Hey, my Danny. Wave at the camera, Dan. Wave at the camera. Pan my kitchen. Say hello, everybody. Say hello, 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 hello. All right, so now we're coming on to this beautiful vegetarian lasagna we came up with. A lot of places will do other things, and I cater mainly with mushroom. I'm not a big fan of always using a lot of mushroom because there's so many vegetables that one can use for this type of dish. So what we've gone for, as you can see, I've done a bit of a looser bechamel to this one, or bechamel. And we're going with today a nice array, I think, of stuff. This, first of all, is the sauteed red onions, which I always find a pleasure to cook with, even to the pizzas. Here are the mushrooms. We are making some more. You can hear that nice sizzling in the background. More mushrooms will be made to this. Always done with that olive oil, butter, bit of the garlic oil and some parsley. I think so important to mushrooms. Okay, and not losing their consistency or making them really small. Then we have my favorite as well, zucchini. In English, baby marrows. So these are slithered down beautifully, thinly sliced. We lightly fry these, and as you can see, we bleed them after, which is very important, which means that that oil is just saturating out. You don't want it too oily the dish at all, actually. Here we have a beautiful Italian recipe, pepperoni, peppers roasted. As you can see, we do this in olive oil. We've got lovely garlic pieces. These will not be in the lasagna, of course, but we do a mix of red, green, and yellow. And then we begin now with the bechamel sauce, Parmigiano as usual, and on to the Napoletana. The pomodoro. Are you ready, Italian, for the sheets of pasta? Wonderful. Honestly, one of my favorites of the vegetarian, like the melanzane, because we get the privilege of using vegetable. A lot of restaurants, I fear, are scared of veggies. I don't know why. It's mainly meat, fish, and chicken-based restaurants. For me, we like to give a nice menu to vegetarians and actually sit with them and see what they feel like eating in a pasta or a pizza or a starter. So that's our big thing here. And off we go with the first layering here of the pasta. Please prepare them beautifully for me there, my darling. And off we go. As usual, we have to do the sheets down a bit because we want the whole thing to just settle beautifully, okay? Going back here now with the bechamel again. Okay, there goes the bechamel sauce. And now we're starting with the baby marrows, which I'm just going to slither in as its own layer, as you can see. I layer this differently always to the lasagna because for me the pasta is very important, but the veg are going to be hopefully the winner of this dish. I hope they highlight the flavors and the palates that the lady that commissioned us to do this tray, that her guests will enjoy. Something a bit different on a vegetarian, not the usual suspects, as they say. Okay, now back to my beautiful friend Parmigiano, and then I'm going to take the Napolitan sauce here. We're going to layer it through beautifully. It's all about the layering and the balancing of the flavors. Please organize me black pepper. Black pepper, please. And then we go with another layer here of this lovely homemade pasta. Okay. I'm not going to use bechamel again here because now I'm going to be doing the roasted pepper, which doesn't need a cream to it. For me, that dulls the taste of the pepper, so I'm just going in with that now. Okay. Here we go. Okay, here are the roasted peppers. Take a nice shot of those guys. Okay. I honestly wish that we had a way of making you smell these ingredients. It inspires me every time I get to work with food, which is every day. I get inspired because I just find it a privilege and an honor to get to cook for people. I really do, and get to train the crew behind me and see that they're doing this the way we want is so important. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure for us here at Trinita. I think Mom and I have cottoned on to something really great. And what we've cottoned on to is finding the right team and working with the right people. It's a privilege and an honor for us. And I say us because I know Mom has the same feeling as me. So here we go, back to the pasta here. And now I'm going back to the bechamel, or in Italian. I like Italian words, I think it sounds so much better. Bechamella, I think it sounds so much better. So there you go. And that's the bechamel going on that layering. And now we're going to mix it up a bit. We're going to take mushrooms. Okay. Got me going there with that camera, boys. Here we go. Okay, mushrooms. Lovely. You got more mushrooms for me? Yes. Thank you. And now we're going to do the bit of the baby marrows in between here. And then I've got my little secret formula. And I'm going to show you my baby now. Got the black pepper. I need another pepper mold, please. Not that one. I need a finer grind. This is the mixture here just tends to work so beautifully is when we do these mushrooms nicely sauteed, bit of olive oil and mainly their own juices is wonderful for the red onion. It doesn't need anything unless you want to caramelize with sugar, but I wouldn't add sugar to anything unless it's a chocolate really or a dessert. Here we go now with my pepper mill. And I'm just going to do some black pepper here. Just going to give a lovely finish on this layer. Okay. And then we're going to just take a little bit of the napoletana. Just little drops like this, you see. Come in a bit closer there, guys. To show you that it's not going everywhere because we're going to lose the essence of each ingredient, which I don't want to do. I really don't want to do. I want it to be perfect on the palate. The only problem with catering, it's not like eating here. So eating here, we can take the food out to the table and in that moment, we'll be able to judge if the food's been enjoyed. When it's takeaway or catering, I always get this nerves feeling because we're sending our food out and we don't know how it's being reciprocated. So yeah, that's the only thing. But I think that's a good thing because it keeps us on our toes and shows that we really want to give you something very special. And we don't want to, we don't upset anyone when it comes to choosing us for such wonderful things. Okay. Now I'm going on to the last layer of the pasta. We're going to do one more layer now. And this is just going to be the final layer of mushroom to the top and parmesan. Okay. This here, just a little line of that. So I'm just going to do a light layering on the top. It's got ample stuff inside, ample sauces. But it's nice to have just that little bit of a film finish, also to hold the mushrooms together here. Okay. And here we go. Drop, 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 drop. Takes a little bit of time, this top layer. It's also going to look pretty. Food doesn't have to have fancy finishes, but a little pretty finish always goes a long way. We're getting there. And mushrooms. Mushrooms again. Beautifully done. Those little juices coming through always makes such a nice finish on it. And then for the final thing now, you're going to of course do again my parmigiano. Of course with your takeaways and your catering, we always supply the parmesan extra. And of course, if we're doing the breadsticks, we prepare breadsticks for you, or a focaccia too, or some of our fried pizza doughs, depending on what time of the day you're ordering. Yes, there it is, a beautiful vegetarian lasagna. It is by order only. We do not make them for the restaurant all the time. So if you do like what you've seen on our video, give us a call. You have our numbers on the site, or remember 082 601 3145. And we look forward to catering for you. Thank you for another privileged opportunity that you've taken to view us. Have a wonderful day. Ciao. Grazie. Thank you.